May profits be upon you. May profits be upon you. Uh, just waiting on people to get into
May
the
profits be
office.
upon you.
Sorry. uh, just waiting for people to come in. This is a. I didn't give a lot of heads up on this notification, so uh, about this live stream. But I'm hoping everybody will kind of catch up and join in. But in either case, I'm not going to delay the start of this thing. I'm just popping out the chart, the chat, so that I can catch people coming in. Let me see. What a glorious, glorious, glorious Sunday it is. Going to have a very interesting week ahead. And I think it deserves some good analysis, right? Okay. Let me get a greeting in there. Okay. I can't spell today for some reason. All right. Get that in there. Osama, and Trader X, my man. Trader X, is really good to see you. And Osama, thank you for being first in. And guys, do not forget to hit that like button. So I can put that down. All right. I think we should be good enough. Let me get this a little bit bigger. There you go. All right. Give me 2 seconds. All righty. Finally, I can calmly sit, and I shouldn't get too much interruption. Muted my loud sites with their notifications. Okay. Now, let's get down to the business, shall we? Hey, Leslie, good to see you. Happy Sunday. And yeah, I want to get down to it. Now, first thing I want to look at is the calendar. All right. There's not, listen, I'm let you know, I don't think there's a lot to be planning on, planning around for this week. The major stuff was last week, right? With CPI data, throwing curveball into everything. And I mean, wow, that was some kind of curveball. The report came back cooler than expected, and that signals to the Fed, as everybody, most speculators were reacted. It signals to the Fed that maybe we won't see that 75 basis point next on the next hike. We won't see 75. We'll see a 0.50, a 0.5, right? So that allowed for a risk on environment to ensue. So Monday, we got World Bank of Australia talking about interest rates or whatever, and I mean, again, they've got some CPI data for Spain, right? And employment numbers, PPI is a interesting one for the U.S. But and then another for Italy, we have CPI data, but retail sales, CPI, That's on Wednesday. Not a lot of high. I mean, it says red folders and everything, but these aren't the kind of news that will can reverse the market. The CPI data coming out for Euro on Thursday. That's something to look out for. And UK fiscal statement, right? Jobless claims and all for US and building permits and all. I mean, this is not the kind of week that we can look for reversals. Now, that being said, uh, I love to go over the RTI money meter, but I will tell you this week, looking at the money meter, we can see that there was some changes in the rankings, right? Look where the US is right now at 0.36. These kind of things with taken in a vacuum, these numbers, it looks like the euro is the strongest and the Aussie is the weakest. But if you look at the numbers from last week, minus 625 for the Aussie, minus 397 this week, right? Last week, you can see that it is trending higher, but the ranking is lower, right? So this is kind of hard to just kind of interpret if you look at it in a vacuum. All right, look at these numbers. U.S. dollar was at 390, and you can see that for a couple of weeks it's been looking like it's been getting weaker. 2.50 on the 28th, 390 on the 4th of last month. I mean of this month, and this week is at 0.36. It's been trending down for a few weeks now, right? But and the euro, on the other hand, minus 133 on the 28th, minus 250, trending down, and then a big leap to plus 32. This is instead of me wasting a lot of time saying it's been doing this, it's been doing that, and it looks like it might be an impulse and a correction, and now another impulse and everything. We're going to take a good look at the individual currency futures, and we're going to look at the charts. That's what we're going to do. Okay, let's start with the euro. All right, we're going to get to the Dixie. All right, I usually start off with the Dixie. Matter of fact, I'm not going to break tradition. We're going to start off with the Dixie because that's the most important, right? Everything hinges on the strength and weaknesses of the Dixie. The Dixie strength and weakness can signal risk on, risk off for the rest of the markets, all right? The rest of the assets. It can. So let's take a look at the Dixie, and we're going to look at a monthly shot first. All right. Let me see. Are you guys saying something? It's Monday today. Well, it's Monday, TradeX, where you're from. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. All right. Let's get to business, shall we? You guys. Now, you'll see my cock report pop up every now and again for these futures. We can't look at it because they didn't turn in any results for last week, because of they report what they did on Tuesday on Friday, right? And that's when the reports are released. But it was a bank holiday Friday, and the reports were not released, so we don't have any COT data to look at. Okay, so let's take a look at the monthly. In the monthly, you can see how price has been still a very strong impulsive move to the upside. Very strong. All right. Yeah. You can see that we've lost some momentum. All right. And this month still has 17 days left. All right. But this is the monthly candle and it looks very bearish. Just understand that price is reacting to this monthly zone of supply. Right. Let me get some color in there for you. All right, this monthly zone of supply. It shouldn't be blue though. I don't know why it's blue. All right, and that's pretty ominous. All right, price is reacting to that supply. So you had to know that going in that there was going to be some kind of reaction here, because it's monthly supply. You got to expect a pullback of some kind, impulse, and then a correction. We are in correction. And you're going to hear me say that. Hey, Kasim, Hey, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Uh, 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 hey, T, how's it going? All right, so I just want you to understand that this is a week where you're seeing corrections happen. All right, you're seeing this an impulsive move happen during last week, right? With CPI data and all of that. All right, you've seen that impulse move. Look for this week in all of the doggone pairs. All right, in all of the currencies. Look for the correction this week, and just understand it is a correction. Impulse, correction, impulse. We're looking for this correction. So the theme throughout this my analysis is going to be this is correction. This is near term. We're going to be looking for near-term positions. For swing traders, it's not going to be the greatest week, in my opinion. You'd have to exercise some patience. All right. But for day traders, there's going to be plenty of opportunity. And I think that the near-term corrections, even on the bearish markets, right? This correction up is a worthwhile trade, worthwhile day trades to take. And you're going to take your day trades from the 15-minute down to the 1 minute. That's where you're going to be taking those day trades. All right. Uh, for swing traders, patience, because the bigger where it's correcting to is where you're going to be looking to capitalize. I hope everybody understands what I just said. If you have any questions, do make sure you put a comment in the comment section. All right. And do not forget to hit the like button because you know how I like that like button. All right. So, again, Dixie is hitting the monthly. All right. And reacting to it. You see, we've lost some of that upward momentum, but it is still a very bullish market. Let's go to the weekly. All right. On the weekly, we can see, again, we are reacting to the monthly, and there is a weekly zone of supply within this large monthly zone, right? We have a weekly a weekly zone of supply nested within the monthly, and you can see prices reacting to that. All right, and what do we have here? We have a change of character, a weekly change of character. This is the indication that the market is shifting from bullish momentum to bearish momentum. Everybody understands that, right? Okay. If you don't understand, leave a comment in the section. Leave your question, and I'll answer it at the end of my analysis. Okay. And do make sure you leave a comment, though. I love your comments because I like to respond to them. All right. So on the weekly, we have a change of character, a bearish change of character to the downside. All right. But you see the impulse here. All right. And I'm looking for this impulse, which is coming down to this zone. All right. Which is coming down to this zone here. I don't know why I picked that one. I didn't mean to. All right. It's coming down to this zone of of um, of demand. All right, coming right into it. So I'm looking for price to maybe come down a little further. All right, maybe come down a little further, and then react to the demand zone and start to correct this zone. And I believe that's going to take place through this week in the Dixie. Let's go to the daily. All right, this is where things start to become a little clearer. All right, now what is a change of character on the weekly is a break of market structure, a break of structure, BOS on the daily. I hope you understand that because of the time frame. The higher time frames dictate what the lower time frames do, right? And if the higher time frame is bearish and the smaller time frame is bullish, you got to ask yourself why. Is it because uh, price is making a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low? All right. If the higher time frame is making making a trend, downtrend, and we just made a lower low, we just broke that low, and you see on the lower time frames, price is bullish. You got to ask yourself why. All right. Is it because the next expectational structure point is going to be the lower high to make that lower low? That's why it has to turn bullish. So when the lower time frame is doing opposite the higher time frame, you got to ask yourself why and give yourself an answer. What is the logical expectation? Got it? Good. Okay. I'm glad you're tracking Trader X. So price has broken this area, right? This low before that high was made, breaking structure to the upside, right? This is a good low to watch because you can expect price to continue bearishly after that break. This one is the one I have my eye on. All right, once we break this, I believe that we're going to see a prolonged period of downward movement uh, in the dollar. All right. And the reason why I picked that one, look what the one that we're at right now. All right. That one that I just highlighted where we have the change of character. All right. Look what it looks like on the 4 hour. This is the 4 hour. All right. This is a structure point that is pivotal. All right. This one isn't the pullback that this one is. All right. This one I give a lot of weight to. So if we break that, then I'm looking forward to a very bearish market for an extended period of time. Okay, all right, but we're not there yet. So we still have a strong uptrend to contend with. Everybody understand that we're on the daily. All right, we have a break of internal break of character, internal break of structure. Sorry, on the daily. All right, on the daily. So I am looking for price to quite possibly come down to the extreme of this demand zone, this daily demand zone, and uh, touch down and then start to pull up. All right, that's what I'm looking for. Any pullback in this market uh, will probably come towards middle to the end of next week, as far as I'm concerned. So we have some. You can. I wouldn't suggest jumping into to sells right here. Wait for that pullback. Wait for it to set up. All right. Look for price to quite possibly pull back to this area where you see these buy to sell wicks. All right, on the lower time frames. That's supply. All right, and that is also happens to be the area of the bearish breakout. Got it? So price loves to retest those areas. Price could come all the way back up here, but I'm not looking for that next week. All right. I'm looking for a correction. All right. I'm looking for a catalyst. So this, if price comes down here, this could be the catalyst for that pullback to start. But it's got to get down here first, and there's some good pips to get there. All right. Wait for a proper setup. If you're looking for uh, uh, to go long on the dollar at the beginning of the week, I think that's a bad move. That's my opinion. All right, my opinion is that the sells are best. All right, for the beginning to midpoint of the week. All right, and depend on where we're at. If price starts to pull back and gives a good setup for a short, take it to here. Have your TP here until price starts to break against you. 15-minute change of character. All right, a 15-minute change of character, bullish. All right, and if we get that bullish, this is the one to hold on to. I'm telling you that. That's what I'll be looking for. I'm looking to short. All right, I'm looking to sell to the buy. All right, so to open the week, I'll be looking for sells against the dollar. All right, to open the week, I'll be looking for sells to open the dollar. If price just continues to pop down and doesn't give a bearish setup for a sell, no problem. I'll wait until it gets down here, and as soon as it gets down here, I'm looking for a 15-minute confirmation for buys. All right, if I don't get my sell set up, too bad. So what? All right, no harm, no foul. But the buy down here is what I'll be looking for, and I'll be looking for confirmations first. All right, let's go to the euro. Euro is just the opposite of the Dixie. Okay, everybody's on note. Everybody's on point with that Dixie thing. Do smash the like button and let me know if you have any questions on it. Okay, all right. So I'm going to move through the rest of these pretty quick because they all pretty much kind of mirror each other. All right. Now on the euro. All right, T. All right, T and Trader X. All right. On the euro, just look. It's been bearish. All right, and this is a very pivotal area of bearishness. What do I mean by that? All right, this was a low that was taken out from 2017, if I remember correctly. 2016. I'm sorry. All right, 2016. We took that low out and we started trading below that low. All right, that was huge actually. So once we got past that, you see how price came back up to test that same area. All right, where are we now? Holy smokes, we're back here. Okay, all right. This was a strong support here, and then we broke through it, and it became a strong resistance. Right. All right. What does that mean? That means it's a key area. It's a key area of of support and resistance. I'm not a support and resistance trader. Don't get it all twisted up. All right, but we look for key areas where price has those strong reactions to. Okay, and price has moved bullishly on the daily. We have two bullish candles right from Thursday and Friday. All right, and we can see that we are surging up. Where are we surging up to? Price. Look. All right, this is a daily zone of supply here. All right, it might be kind of light on my chart because I like the cleanest look on my charts. All right, but if we go to the weekly, all right, if we go to the weekly, we can see this is a well-defined weekly zone of supply. Okay, all right, let me go back to the daily. All right, the reason why I point that out is because I believe price is heading up to here, just like I believe the Dixie, all right, the US dollar index is heading down to that demand zone, all right, that I'm looking for price to give me that 15-minute uh, uh, confirmation. I'm looking for that 15-minute confirmation for shorts here. All right, you understand? That's when I'll look for a short to sell the euro, but to open the week, I think buys are in play, and I believe buys are the play to make. Now, I want you to just remember this, all right? Remember those buy to sell wicks on the Dixie. We have sell to buy here, sell to buy wicks here, and on lower time frames, this is a zone of demand. If price pulls back here, this will be a great area to look for those near term, those short term, near term buys to that sell position. Everybody understand it? It's pretty simple plan. Pretty simple plan in my estimation. Prices already come back up to the major breakout area. All right. And we'll see if price turns over here and then respects this breakout area, right? Where we have those sell to buy wicks. All right. So if price does come here, this would be a very strong setup for uh, uh, buy positions. If price does come down here, uh, takes that out, use this as inducement, and comes down to this zone. All right, there's an actual demand zone here, as you can see. All right, the price comes down here. You'll see this on the USD. Price comes down here. This would be a better demands a place to take a higher probability place to take uh, your buys. But I'm not so sure it comes all the way down here. I'm not so sure it makes it all the way down there. If it does, this will be a better area than this one. All right. But what you do is you watch your zones. That's all. You look for your confirmations. All right. Once it gets here, wait for on the 15-minute and look for your confirmation trades to the upside. If it breaks past here and gets to this one, this would be even better. You look for the same 15-minute confirmations to take that buy to the sell. That's it. All right, let's move on. We're going to the Swiss francs. Look how strong the Swiss has been one of those areas, boy, one of those currencies. All right, you see how it hit that low and had trouble getting lower than that, right? And I pointed that out here. The last, um, what do you call that? Weekly forecast. I pointed that out here. I said because price had such a strong rejection here, that I'd be looking for to buy the Swiss against the weaker pairs, and that's what happened, and that's great. All right, we come down here. Yeah, you say, oh, we did get a break and close below that low. Very weak and very marginal, right? And you can't be fooled by that, especially with the Swiss. And you see all the bullishness that came into this. This is the Swiss is one of the ones that you want to look to put against the weaker pairs. All right, it's strong. That is a strong bullish movement. All right. That's not just, a couple of days of bullishness. It was bullish before that, wasn't it? All right. And so this wasn't a CPI data situation. The Swiss is strong. Put it against the weaker pairs. All right. And which ones am I going to be putting? What I suggest you put it against? Well, I'll point that out. I'll point it out. What the when we go over the rest of them, but I'm looking for more bullishness here. All right, we're getting ready to break that top, and we're probably going to respond to the supply in this area here. All right, and we might get a pullback. You understand, for this week, a couple of days of pulling back. All right, we have those ominous sell to buy wicks here. There's a level here. All right, that's going across the middle here, and we understand, just looking at the nature of the movement of the Swiss, that it loves this middle area, and that's where those buy to sells area. That's buy to sell. Sell to buy wicks are. All right, so if price does come back here, that start to buy again the Swiss here. All right, look for those opportunities to sell excuse me. Look for those near-term opportunities as price pulls back and corrects. All right, and you can sell against the Swiss, but be very careful with the pairs that you choose to put this one against, because this is a strong currency. All right, this is a risk. What do you call it? A safe haven, right? And you want to put this against a weaker commodity pair. You understand? Let's move on. Let's go to the NZD. All right, NZD, New Zealand dollar futures. It's kind of the same situation, right? We had the strong bearish breakout here, and it moved bearishly. Okay, and then price did this. Oh, we got a change of character. Prices indicated a shift in momentum from bearish to bullish momentum, right? And you can see that bullishness came in pretty good here, right? All right, just one little corrective pullback here, and then up. All right, so what are we expecting? All right, if price pulls back here, we see that pullback happen for the beginning of the week, because look where we are. We're in supply. You expect maybe price starts to round over here and corrects this impulsive move at least 50%, and we come here. All right, look for price to give you 15-minute confirmations that it wants to continue bullishly and go further up into maybe to take out this supply zone and mitigate the higher zone up here, the higher zone of supply. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. We have impulsive couple of days. I'm looking for price to quite possibly show near-term weakness for a position, to take a buy in this market against the weaker pairs. All right. Now, I want you to. There's something I need to point out here before I get too involved. This is the range of this price. This is a bearish market. All right. I'm about to correct myself. All right. This is a bearish market. This is premium. This is discount price. All right. All price did was make that pivotal lower low. All right, and price turned bullish. Why did it turn bullish? You can see it. It turned bullish. We have a change of character, bullish. We have a price moving up bullishly to make a lower high. Where? In premium prices, where you expect that. So if price starts to round over here, all right, if price opens up bullishly, which I fully expect it to do, if price opens up bullishly, we're already in discount. Premium. I'm sorry. We're already in discount, premium above the 50% of this trading range. I'm going to be looking for price. If it starts to weaken here, I'm going to be looking for 15-minute confirmations. All right. I'm looking for 15-minute confirmations that price will want to continue down bearishly. I am bearish in this market. Got it? All right. We might have that near-term corrective of movement. We might get some continuation, but if we come up deeper in here, I'm looking for that sell. I'm looking for that sell to sell the New Zealand dollar against the stronger currencies. I hope I cleared that up. If I did, do smash the like button and leave a comment in the comment section. Hey, Casey, good day. Happy Sunday. All right. But thank you for allowing me to clean up uh, what I might have where I might have confused somebody. Let's go to the next one, which is the British pound. British pound is a very interesting one. Why? Because if we go to the monthly, I want to show you this. All right. Pay no attention to that COT report because we don't have any COT data from last week. No COT data from last week because of the holiday. All right. So if I could just move that over. All right. So what do we have? This is the COVID low from March of 2020, right? All right. We started trading below that low, heading towards parity. Price rejected from there, very strong rejection, right? But look at all these months. This is monthly candles now. All these months of bearishness. We're still a bearish market, folks. Period. End of story. All right. Yeah, it did. We did get a bullish turn. Look at the weekly. All right. We're still below that pivotal area of market structure where we broke it. Right. Got this a lovely pullback. We got big correction going on. All right. But if we get down to the daily, what do we have? All right, price has pulled back here and then broke that. We have an internal break of market structure to the upside. All right, this is internal market structure. We have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Yeah, the lower time frames turn bullish on this higher time frame bearish trend. What did I just finish telling you earlier? What did I just finish telling you? Why would it turn bullish? That's the question. All right. What am I expecting? All right. A lower high to be made. This is where price made the lower low. This is the high and the low of the trading range. We are in premium price. Price is heading towards a strong supply up here, right? Right. And once price reaches that, I believe we may see some turning over. Okay. What do I expect in the near term? Okay. The near term, I expect we might see some follow through up to this point. All right. And then I'm looking for price to give those confirmations that it is probably going to continue bearish or bullish, but you don't do anything without confirmations. Everybody clear on that, right? uh, please put a yes in the comment section. If everybody's clear on that, I can move on. All right. We have a lower time frame, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. That's a beautiful thing, right? If price comes back here to this demand zone here, all right, I'll be looking for a buy to the sell. Does that make sense? All right. Does that make sense? All right. We are in a bearish market. You expect a lower high to form. Lower highs are formed in premium price. Thank you, Prize. All right. Thank you, T. All right. Lower highs are formed in premium price. All right. I'm looking for that lower high to get formed. All right. And what will let me know that this higher high, higher low, higher high thing is over? The up move is over. An internal break of structure. Just like we had an internal break of structure to the upside, I'm looking for price to give me that internal break of structure to the downside, and I will take the pullback for a high probability trade to the downside. All right. Any buys in this market, those are going to be near term. Near term. You understand? And I think that's what's going to be prevalent this week. All right. That's going to be the main thing. Continuation from last week's impulsive move. But I believe we're going to be correcting. You understand? I'm looking for that correction to start. All right. But in the near term, buys I think are permitted up to the sell, the higher probability sell. Got it? All right. I'm going to move on. Trader X, Elliott Wave running flag. That is definitely a running flag. That is definitely a running flag. All right. And we are at the top of it. So I'm looking for price to pull back. All right. Quite possibly to here. All right. For a near term great area to take a buy from. However, if price continues up from the open to this supply zone up here, oh yeah, look for that bigger and higher probability trade to the downside. All right, because this is a corrective structure. All right, and that's what we want to see. We want to see that corrective structure so we can get on board for the next impulse. All right, this is about structure points: higher highs, higher lows, lower highs. We are building towards a lower high for the higher time frame zone. That's it. Until the trend is over, then we got to continue to expect the next structure points, which is lower low, lower high, or higher high, higher low. That's it. We're going to the Canadian dollar futures. All right, This is an interesting one. Now, I want you to bear witness. We have premium price, discount price, right? Price has already had a significant break of market structure to the downside. That is a bearish break of market structure. All right, we have an internal break of market structure to the upside. What purpose would that serve? To facilitate the lower high to be made in premium price, so we can take a higher probability trade to the downside, which is continuance of the higher time frame downtrend. Everybody understand that, right? That's it. All right. We have at break, we have a lower low being made. We're looking for the lower high to make that next lower low. That's it. Okay. So prices had some bullish movement. All right, with the news and everything, we had two bullish days. This is a lovely impulse. I'm looking for price to finish that corrective, this higher time frame correction, to make that lower high in premium price, to make that lower low. That's it. All right. So can you take buys? Yeah. Don't take buys from here though. Wait until price pulls back. You got those sell to buy wicks there, and you have a very nice demand zone here. Wait for price to give you a good situation. Look for confirmation entries on those two levels for buys to that sell. Got it? That's the same thing I've been saying for most of these pairs. I hope everybody's catching that. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. What's going on there, Drunk? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Shout out to Drunken Monkey, and make sure you check out his videos, man. Make sure you check out his videos. He got some great ones that he just uploaded on his site. Do go ahead and look him up. He's a good guy. All right, he's a good guy, knowledgeable, and all that good stuff. If you like profits, you might want to check him out. Okay, let's go on. Let's move on to the yen. On the yen futures, all right. What do we see? It's the same thing, right? Same thing. Nothing different. We have breaks of market structure, making lower lows and lower highs, breaks of market structure. All right, this is a very bearish market. Everybody sees it, right? All right. I'm not pointing out something weird, okay? And then we have price shifting, all right? Once we have a break and close above this high, that means we have an internal break of market structure. Why are we seeing an internal break of market structure? All right, because we are in this trading range, right? We're in this trading range, the higher time frame trading range, all right? And if we just take a quick look on the weekly, you can see what I'm talking about. Look at it. Let me move this. Let me move that. Okay, there you go. You know I don't like a mess on my chart. All right, so this is the last impulsive move, right? With a bearish break of market structure. We have this pullback. All right, do I expect this pullback just to fire on through? Oh, no, I don't. I'm looking for that pullback. This is CPI data. All right, I'm looking for that pullback. Look how strong that weak that candle is. That's a very strong weekly candle. Look at the way it closed. Very bullish. Lots of momentum. What do I expect? All right. We are in a bearish market, folks. We are in a bearish market. All right. We have bearish breaks of market structure. Yes, we have an internal break of market structure to the upside, but we're heading towards strong supply. Why do I like the supply up here? Look at the area that it's I'm finding it in. I can't go all the way over there. I'm just not going to do it. All right. So you see price making these lows. Boom, boom, boom. All right. I'm looking at that area is a major breakout area from 2002. If we go over to the week, the monthly, the weekly, and the monthly, you'll see all the way over to the left. This is a strong area of a key area of support and resistance. All right, I like to point those out because I look for the demand and supply inside those areas. All right. We are heading towards a fairly a decent looking supply zone, but I'm looking for that supply up here. I'm looking for this supply to get hit. So what am I looking for in the near term? We are in premium price. This is discount price of this trading range, top and bottom, right? And I'm always looking for the lower high to form in premium. Okay, if we come all the way up here, all right, look at the distance. Look at that distance. Same kind of distance that we saw in the euro. Same time of distance that we saw in GU. This is the distance that you saw in Dixie. When price reaches that demand zone in Dixie, these other currencies are going to be reaching supply. And I'm looking for this to happen in the Dixie, and I'm looking for this to happen in against its counterparts. You understand? So we are heading towards that supply up here, and I'm looking for price to possibly round over. When price opens up, we may gap up. We may gap up, and we might start to see uh, confirmations that price may want to shift from bullish momentum to bearish momentum and resume that bearish down to a higher time frame downtrend. Does that make sense? I hope it does. If it does, hit the like button. All right. You can't find the like button. What do you mean you can't find the like button, Trader X? You better go. You better ask somebody. Leslie, help them out. All right. Everyone hit the like on the stream. I appreciate that, Drunk. Hey, yeah, that's a good point. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please do so. Hey, who's that saying yo? Tommy, how you doing, Tommy? Good to see you in the live stream. I'm hoping that I'm giving out some good information. If I do, make sure you hit that like button, will you please? All right, so we have one more to do, one more future. All right, let's go to the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar, same situation. What do we have? All right, this is the same kind of situation that I was just pointing out. All right, for most of them. We have a lower low being made, a lower high, a lower low, and price has have an internal break of structure. We have a trading range. All right. If we look on the when I talk about trading range, I'm talking about swing high to swing low. If we go to the weekly, you can see this is the swing high, this is the swing low. Very obvious, right? And if we go to the halfway mark, we have entered into premium price. This is discount, this is premium, right? So I'm looking for what? A lower high to be made and a lower low because until the trend is over, I'm still expecting the next structure point. We've made a lower low here. We broke that low, made a lower low. I look for the lower high. It's that simple. All right. And you look for the lower high to be made in premium price. Now we go back to the daily. Everybody with me on that? I hope so. All right. We go back to the daily and you see this fair value gap here. I can see price coming up here, and quite possibly that's what that little red arrow says. Quite possibly round over, and we can take a higher time frame. I mean, a higher probability trade against the Aussie dollar because I do think it will resume its bearish trend. Okay, so we're looking for that lower high to be made in premium price. All right, we could gap up and price could continue up. Do I suggest you take buys from here? No, I do not. That's we have an extended impulsive move. Look for price to pull back before you before so you can get a higher probability trade to the upside. But this is all going to be near term, right? Short term stuff. You're looking for a buy to the sell. This is the higher probability trade here, in my opinion. It's premium price. It's an unmitigated zone of supply, just like the other ones I showed in the other currencies. And you look for confirmations here to take a short. Could price zoom on through here? Boom, right? Could it do that? Of course it could. But until the trend shows signs like taking out that high, all right, that's a pivotal area to take it out. All right. If we take out a swing high, that's when I turn bullish on this. All right. That's not. This isn't a swing high, but it would definitely have me thinking, hey man, buys is what I should be prioritizing against, for Aussie dollar. But until that happens, I'm looking for something to facilitate that lower high to be made, and then I'll be looking for a lower low. And you look for confirmations. All right. An internal bearish break of an internal bearish break of market structure, and that should happen somewhere around here. All right, as it reaches this unmitigated zone of supply. Got it? Everybody on board? All right. Good. Good. I'm glad. What is due? What is due? What are you talking about? What it do? All right. All right. Premium price. That's new to me. Yeah. If you go over this video, Corey, if you go over this video, I've explained it. All right. There's two sections in an impulsive move. All right. That establishes the trading range. Right? Top and bottom. Divide that in half. This is premium. This is discount. You want to take your longs from discount. You want to take your shorts from premium price. All right. Because that gives you your highest probability with those trades. All right. That's the short of it. All right. And so now we're going to go look at the, what do you call it? The actual pairs. Okay. I'm not looking at all. I'm going to go directly to my short list. Why did that happen? Okay. All right. Let's try that. All right. All right. So we already went over the Dixie. We already went over the trading range, right? This is the US dollar index. All right. And I don't like it on capital.com, but it is what it is right now. All right. So just to review. All right. You see that we have a very, very strong uptrend. Very strong uptrend. All right. Is the uptrend over yet? When it breaks this, yeah, the uptrend is over. All right. But it hasn't broken that yet. What we have is a very impulsive move to the downside. We have come to a very strong area of demand. And I'm looking for price to quite possibly find its footing here. Maybe we get a pullback this week. All right. And because after moves like this, which kind of like parabolic, kind of. All right. This is on the daily. I'm looking for price to correct this move at least 50%. That would bring us right to those buy to sell wicks there. And maybe price would like to pull back even more to this demand zone. I mean, this supply zone is a daily supply zone up here. This would be even, come on, man, what is that about? This would be even higher probability. And I would take that down further into this demand zone. That's a little far, a little bit of a stretch to think that price is going to come back up here and we can sell it from there. All right. For me, that's a little bit of a stretch. All right. What I'm expecting is price to continue down into this demand zone and become the catalyst that starts this pullback, that starts the corrective structure to be formed. All right. And maybe we get a pullback into towards the what do you call it? The discount area, the equilibrium, the 50% of the trading range. Maybe we get that. All right. But I'm looking for confirmations, and I want to take this this corrective move. I want to ride that. All right. It's going to be a short-term move, but I want to buy the dollar because I do believe the dollar will take that high out. I do. All right. But that's further down the line. That's not going to happen this week. All right. I'm looking for the corrections to happen this week. All right. That's what I'm looking for. And I want to be able to capitalize on that correction. All right. So when price gives me a 15-minute confirmation in this demand, especially if it reaches this 4-hour extreme of this daily demand. What does that mean? The four where this is your demand zone on the daily, and inside of that, nested within that, is a 4-hour zone. All right, nested within that is a 15-minute zone. As you get to the core of this zone, that's where you're going to have your strongest reaction and the highest probability trade. You understand? So let me get off the daily, and I'm going to go to the 4-hour. All right, and you can see it a little bit more clearly. There's a 4-hour extreme down here, and I do believe price may see continuation on the open to where we can see a 15-minute change of character here. 15-minute, at the very least, a 15-minute change of character, but I want to see a 15-minute break of structure. I want to see that structure being broke on the 15-minute, and I will catch the pullback for a long position. That's what I suggest, and do not expect to swing for the fences. All right, maybe we come up into this fair value gap, and price gives a reaction at the daily supply. All right, but that's where I would I'd be looking for just my 1 to 5 trades here until price shows me something different. If price starts to show signs that this supply zone is in danger, then I'll think to move higher. There is a 4-hour zone within this demand zone, right? There's a 4-hour zone nested within this demand zone. That might be an area to look for TPs, right? I'll look for TPs as soon as it hits the daily demand zone, and I definitely wouldn't go past that 4-hour zone nested within the daily. I hope that makes sense to you, because that's a lot of zone talk and whatnot. But when price is moving counter to the order flow, and this is bearish order flow, make no mistake about it. We did have internal breaks of structure to the downside. Once you start seeing structure broken to the downside, you know that you have bearish order flow. All right, when you start to go against bearish order flow, you want to make sure you have confirmations for your entries first of all, and then set your targets to those 15 the next opposing supply zone. I hope that makes sense. I can't do a whole bunch of lecturing on how to trade during this particular video, because that's not the point of this video. The video is to point out opportunities next week. Let's look at gold real quick. All right, I'm going to look at gold. All right, you can see there was a bearish break of market structure here. Right, price had a little trouble getting past these lows. All right, some people are going to say, "Oh, we got a triple bottom. We got a triple bottom," and some people took advantage of that triple bottom. Great, good job. All right, maybe they got in when they got here after this sweep. Maybe they got stopped out. I don't know. All right, that's not you got to trade according to your trading plan. All right, but price was very bullish. Look, we had a nice little flag there. All right, price pushed up again. We had another flag here. Price pushed up again, and where are we heading towards? Strong supply. Now that's very interesting. Remember this distance here. Remember the distance that I'm illustrating here. All right, that is the same kind of distance that you'll see on the Dixie. As good. I'm expecting price to maybe turn around once the Dixie reaches that demand zone. I'm looking for price to turn around there. We get the same kind of distance here to the supply, and I might be looking for price to give confirmations that it wants to go the other way, because I'm looking for these lows to get swept, because that's a lot of liquidity down there. This is a large liquidity pool down there, and I'm looking for price to possibly seek that out. Why? Where are we? Look at the trading range. Premium price, discount price. This is where I'd be looking for a supply zone to hold, to make that lower high, to come and get this and then form the lower low. Does that make sense? It's that simple to me. It's that simple to me. All right. All right, Drunk. Thank you very much. I like gold to go long. All right. I dig it. All right. I think with price moving bullishly, I think there's space here. There's still some range to cover. All right. And you could take those buys. I'm talking to Casey. All right. But I'd say, I'm going to tell you, taking a buy from here is not recommended. Taking a buy from here with confirmations on the 5 and the 1, I think you have intraday trade potential to take price up into the supply. But I believe taking a buy into the supply is going to be short term. It's worthwhile. It can be worthwhile. All right, but it's going to be short term because I believe that we may get a turnaround here. All right, we might not. You don't do anything without confirmations, but we are in premium price, and until this higher time frame uh, downtrend is over, until it signals that it's over, and it would signal that once it breaks that high. All right, we get a break above that high. I'm looking for the pullback to take buys up. You understand? But we haven't done that yet. All right, until the trend is over, until it ends, it's still your friend. All right, and I'm looking for that lower high to be made. All right, we had a little trouble. This is where I expected that lower high. All right, and price didn't break that low. Had tried it again, couldn't. All right, pulled back up into premium price. We may get that trend thing to happen from up there. Let's look at oil. Let's look at oil. We're moving on to oil. Okay. What I want to point out is that we have a lovely chain of demand. All right, and those that have been watching my videos have saw me say, what time it is? It's 13. It's 11 minutes after 1 o'clock. All right. I pointed out this low when it came into this demand zone. All right, and this is a monthly demand zone, by the way. I pointed out this zone. I said, "Hey, price may turn around here, and we might be a long-term hold." Hey, lo and behold, it comes up, pulls back, comes all the way up here. Internal break of structure to the upside. All right, internal break of structure to the upside. That means the downtrend has shifted. I mean, there's been a shift bullishly. Why? A lower time frame uptrend in a higher time frame downtrend means that a lower high is trying to be formed, right? So it comes up in the premium price of this trading range, right? It comes up in the premium price, fails to make a new lower low. So if price doesn't take the low, you have to worry about the high, which it did come back up and sweep, took the liquidity right there. Women's are always always like that, sir. Don't worry. What are y'all talking about, man? Y'all are going crazy. All right, so I got a crazy chat going on over here. All right, so uh, you worry about the high. The high was swept for liquidity, but there is an unmitigated zone of supply up here. Strong supply. Look how price came up, and look how price came down. All right, that's a nice V shape right there. So I am looking for this near-term bullishness to continue, right? Watch this. This is oil. This is oil now. Keep it in mind. All right. I'm looking for that near-term bullishness. You see, I got a demand here, demand here. This is a chain of demand to demand to demand. All right. And it resulted in a bullish internal break of market structure. We made a higher low, and then we're looking for that higher high to be made. But price had a little problem getting past there, right? There is no break and no candle body break and close into this unmitigated zone that I've just pointed out. All right. So what are we thinking? Oh, well, price gives a change of character here. That impulse has to be corrected, right? If price and it was all right. We had price pull back into the range of this price, all right, into premium, and it looks like we may have a lower high being formed. All right, so this is uh, uh, on the 4 hour. All right, and if price is starting to turn here, all right, before we even mitigate this unmitigated zone, right, and we have internal two, we have a change of character, and we have another break of market structure here. All right, I'm going to look for price to come back to this zone of demand. And what am I going to do? I'm going to wait on the 15 minute to see if it gives me bullish market, a bullish break of market structure to the upside to mitigate this zone. Why? Because I'm thinking uh, of the dollar and the possibility that it could run into that demand zone and turn around, and uh, that would, and if the dollar is strong, do I expect oil to be strong? No, I don't, because this is a commodity versus a safe haven. All right, if the dollar turns strong, I'm looking for the oil to come on down. So as price made this move here, and we see what it did for 3 days. It's kind of moving sideways. I'm going to see. You got to wait and see. All right. This is not a great area of opportunity because it's kind of showed it's having problems going higher. It hasn't gone ahead and gotten lower and made that lower low yet. This is kind of in the chewy middle of this trading zone. All right, so I would suggest you to be very patient with this one. Wait until it comes to an extreme. All right, we did have some short-term breaks of market structure to the downside. I'm looking for price to give me some confirmations somewhere up here to short this. And for long positions, I'm waiting until price gives me confirmations here on the lower time frames, 1 5 minute and 15 minute. I'm looking for confirmations to take it higher because I believe this zone will be mitigated. I do believe oil will go higher, but I want a good price. I want to take a good trade, and I want to make sure it is one based on confirmations. Right now, this is kind of bearish. All right, and I would only be looking for short-term plays until it gets to these areas where if price breaks out this trading range, I'll wait for the pullback for another short. If price mitigates here and gives me a 15-minute confirmation to the downside, that's when I'll be looking for shorts. Does that make sense? You want to make sure you have clarity. All right. I would love to take a short from this unmitigated supply zone. All right. And if I'm going to take a buy, I want to make sure I get it's going to be on the 15-minute because this looks like bearish structure to me. All right. And I'll take a 15-minute confirmation to take a to look for those to look for those short-term buys into um, this supply zone. I hope that makes sense. You're going to have to be patient with oil because it's in the chewy middle, and this is not a great place to enter a trade. Spam alert. Oh man, Leslie, can you get this person out of here and do something with that, please? Thank you. All right. I'm handling it. All right. I like gold to go long. All right. That's the last comment I got from Casey. All right. Thank you for leaving a comment, though, Casey. Appreciate you. And oil shouldn't be chewy. Sure, don't chew oil. Okay. Let's move on. Euro USD. Euro USD on the 4 hour. I'm gonna keep this simple. All right. I gave you what it looks like on the futures, individual futures. Look what price is doing. All right. We have a break of structure here. All right, we have a break of market structure here. We have a break of market structure here. Downside. It's a bearish market. All right. I need you to zoom out, look at the daily, and look carefully at the trading range. All right. This is the daily. We're making move to the downside. All this is bearish. All right. We have a higher low, higher high, higher low. Excuse me. A higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And we are moving into a pivotal area of this trading range. Let's look at the weekly. All right. We're in supply. We look like we're about to take this supply out. Look how close we are, right? We're about to take this supply out. All right. Remember where the Dixie is. I'm looking for price to get some continuation, maybe for the first couple of days up until Tuesday. All right. Get some continuation to where we mitigate this unmitigated zone of supply. There's another one in here, right? A 4 hour zone. But I believe that we may get some some continuation because there's a lot of momentum moving up. All right, and we have a bullish break of market structure here. All right, so I'm looking for price to uh, maybe give some follow up. Right, and if we come up in here and we get that bearish confirmation on the or on a 15 minute, that's when I'll look for a short. Why am I looking for a short? Because this is a bearish market, right? And we still have a downtrend going on. You understand? All right. Is the downtrend over? No, it's not. All right. This is, see this major swing low here. Let me show you this. Look at it on the weekly. That's a major swing low. All right, from 2017. This is the one that was 2017. All right, and price is coming right back up to that breakout area. All right, if price hits the supply, all right, and I'm looking at this trading range here. This is the trading range I'm looking at. If price hits that supply, yeah, we had this lower low, lower high, and all that. And you can say if price breaks this high, then this down move is over. I'm giving it until this one because this one is a pretty substantial pullback for me. All right, if price comes, I'm looking for price to turn around up here. All right, I'm looking for it to turn around. I'm not expecting it to. You understand? I'm watching for it to give signs. So I'm looking for near term. In the near term, I'm looking for price to continue higher. We might get a gap higher. All right, but once it reaches here, and you can take buys. All right, you can take buys if you want to. Right? I don't think there's anything wrong looking at buys with all of this bullish momentum, right? But the high probability trade, I believe, is with the trend, the higher time frame trend, and I believe that that higher time frame trend, we're coming up to this pivotal area of uh, of uh, supply here, and I think thinking of the Dixie and how close it is to that demand, I'm thinking by the time it gets up there, we might get confirmations to take shorts. So if you want to take buys to the short, fine. Take buys to that sell, that's cool. All right, I think we're going to take this low out. All right, but right around here, I'm looking for those confirmations to take a short. I'm looking for confirmations. All right, I don't enter anything without taking a without confirmations. Look at this demand. All right, look at this support here. Support here. We break through. We have resistance here, right at this area. All right, I'm looking for price to sweep this high and quite possibly start to turn around. You want to take buys, short-term buys on the stick to the 1 minute and 5 minute. All right, but I'm looking for a higher time frame, a higher probability short. I'm moving on. Pound, same deal. All right, pound is looks a little different, but it's basically the same thing. All right, look at the trading range, discount, premium. We are in premium price. All right, I'm looking for some continuation. Maybe we take this low out, maybe not. We may see the rounding over up here. All right. All right. If that happens, I'll be looking for 15-minute confirmations to take that short, and I will hold that short to sweep all of that. All right. I will hold that short. Okay. But just bear in mind, there is a demand zone here, and price may come down here. All right. After it mitigates, it's mitigating this supply zone, may come down here, may give 15-minute buy signals here to this supply, the same kind of supply that's in the other ones. I'm looking for that high probability trade to the downside because we are in an overall downtrend. All right. Short-term buys, I think, are legal and fine. All right. I think they're higher risk, but we may see price react to this demand because there's so much bullish momentum. We could see price in the near term make it push higher. All right. So in the case that it does give a pullback, I will look for 15 minutes buys to the sell. All right. But this is the one I want. And I want to see confirmations first so I can take that short because we are in premium price. And this is a downtrend. So I'm looking for the lower high to be made. And so we can start looking for a lower low. I'm moving on to US dollar CAD. Everybody with me on that? Yes, sir. EU, the same view. Trader X, if I'm in line with you, I know I'm good to go, man. Thank you. All right. I like gold to go. Casey, are you still with me, man? All right. So everybody's on board. Everybody's on board. Still on board. U.S. dollar up. U.S. dollar up. Oil down. Okay. New knowledge. And I will write. Of course. There you go. Trader X. I'm reading the comments right now. I believe this winter we might see oil rise. I believe you are correct. Look at the seasonals, though. Look at the seasonals. What I want to encourage you to do: go to bar charts. Go to bar charts and look at bar charts. A seasonal uh, uh, outlook on oil, and you'll see during what the price of oil looks like during November and December. And just like I told you, I relayed to you what More Blue put out uh, in a forecast maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago about soybeans. Y'all, everybody, I was really vociferous, excuse me, about that. You like that $5 word, vociferous? I was really loud about it and about soybeans because I looked at those charts as he was talking, and he was right 100%. And it's been correct since. All right, he was encouraging everybody to get in soybeans. All right, and for the next couple of months, and it's been going up since. I mean, More Blue is dead on. All right, so anyway, I figure I'd give him an honorable mention. All right, so we're looking at U.S. dollar CAD. U.S. dollar CAD. All right, 4 hour. Did you see how well this inverted head and shoulders played out? Now you might say, "I don't look like no head and shoulders, man. What you talking about?" All right, let's look at the daily. Does it start to look a little clearer to you? All right. I mean, I'm not going to use the training view drawing tool because I don't think it's necessary. Anyway, on the daily, you can see clearly the neckline. We went below the neckline, retested it, and came down. This is a very this is something I pointed out in my last forecast, right? All right, but where are we? Where are we? Where's price? What did I say? We're in premium, right? We went from premium to discount. This is where you wanted to take that short at that right shoulder, and then price came back up into the supplies, the range of supply of that right shoulder, and gave another entry there. All right, what am I expecting for the for this week coming up? This is a bullish market. All right, why do I say it's bullish? All right, look at all this price action that leads to upward movement. All right, this is on the daily. Keep that in mind. All right, and we've been kind of moving sideways over the longer, the broader look. What do you call it? The macro macro view, right? And we pulled up into this supply zone, and we are reacting to that supply zone. All right, and this is a range of price that we're dealing with right now. All right, and we have gone from premium to discount. But where are we at now? At demand. Remember what the Dixie looks like. Remember what the Dixie looks like. All right, and uh, it's a strong Dixie, but we are pulling back to demand. All right, and this is weekly demand that we're pulling into. All right, I'm looking for price to quite possibly give some follow through from last week, just like I've been saying for the other pairs. And then I'm looking for 15-minute confirmations that price has finished this down move and we can head on uptown. All right. We may see a deeper penetration into this demand because this is a weekly zone and there is a demand, a daily demand zone nested within the weekly. All right. And like I explained earlier, this is where a lot of the magic happens in the extremes. So we may see some more down movement. All right, as price opens up this week, and then we might see a correction. All right, and I believe this is a week of correction. All right, we may pull back to this demand, like I said in the other ones, and that'll be a higher probability trade to the downside if we get that pullback, and that's kind of a stretch. All right, because I'm looking for price to continue down. All right, and give us some kind of reaction, give us some kind of market structure break here. All right, if we get that market structure break here, I'm looking to take this higher probability trade from this higher time frame demand zone and quite possibly hold for a higher, uh, for price to attack those highs. Because if you're thinking about it, look at the pullback. All right, we get a higher high here, a pullback. All right, a correction, and then we get this lovely impulse, a correction, another impulse, and then a failed attempt to make a higher high. But this is nothing but a pullback, a correction to this impulse. This is the correction. We're in the corrective phase. I'm looking for the next phase to begin, which is the next impulse, and I'm looking for it to happen here, a higher low from discount. That's it. It's pretty simple to me. If you keep it simple, you're not going to confuse yourself. All right, just look at structure points. That's all I'm saying. You can't see anything. What do you mean you can't see anything? What do you mean you can't see anything, Trader X? I hope you can see something, man. I hope you can see something. I didn't see when you put that comment up, but I'm hoping that you can see something. I hope everybody's on board with USDCAD. All right. We'll see what we get. Same theme throughout. Same thing throughout. If we're coming towards a pivotal area of demand in discount, or we're coming to a pivotal area of supply in premium, those are the areas I'm looking for the next structure point for the higher time frame trend to begin. And I want to see the if it's we've been making lower lows and lower highs. I'm looking for the next lower low or the next lower high. If it's an uptrend like it is in this case, we made higher lows and higher highs. I'm looking for the next higher low to be made to make the next higher high. It's that simple. All right. Weekly analysis. Sky Erasmus. Weekly analysis. Yeah. I'm going to move on. I'm going Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar. All right. Look at this. And I know you guys remember me pointing that we had a inverted head and shoulders going on here, and I thought it was pretty strong. We had a nice neck going on, and this is on the daily, right? And as price broke that neckline, it was beautiful. It was just beautiful. That's all. I mean, it played out awesome. Let's go to the 4 hour. All right. I'm not going to the weekly on the individual pairs because it's going to make my analysis take too long. All right. And it's hard enough trying to keep you guys corralled in this one. All right. All right. So I want to keep your interest. All right. So we have this left shoulder, right? And we created that lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. When you break that lower high, that's an internal break of structure. All right. Internally meaning within the daily or weekly trading range. All right. If we have an internal break of market structure, that means we're probably on the way to making the next structural point for the higher time frame. And in this case, we have a bearish market. We have a very bearish market making, making lower lows, lower highs, lower low. I'm looking for that lower high to be made. Look where we are in the trading range. We have entered into premium price. All right. So I'm looking for that lower high to be made. Now, where do I look for that lower high to be made? You look for price to reach a pivotal area of supply. This is a very pivotal area. This is unmitigated. Price comes up here. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that short. Period. End of story. That's a high probability trade in my view. All right. But we are in this supply right now. All right. We might see some follow through here and then a pullback to this demand zone. All right. If price look on the lower time frame, and you can the lower time frame meaning 1 minute, 5 minute, no higher than the 15 minute, no higher than 15 minute. You look on those lower time frames if you want to take a buy. Of course, you can take a buy if you like to. Take a buy to the sell. All right. There's a lot of range between here and there. All right. And I believe that we're going to see some follow through as the market opens. All right. And then a correction of this impulsive move from last week. All right. And maybe we come down to this demand zone. And if we get a 15-minute break of structure to the upside, why not take the buy to the sell? Of course you can. All right. This is the higher probability trade to the downside, in my opinion, because it's a downtrend on the higher time frames, and we have to make a lower high. This is the area I'll be looking for that lower high, period. All right. But there's nothing wrong with taking an intraday trade. All right. An intraday trade on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, no higher, to look after a confirmation that price is shifting from bearish to bullish momentum. Take that buy to the sell. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with taking a near term trade to the higher probability trade in the opposite direction. Just understand that you can't swing for the fences. All right. For me, if I take a buy here, I'm looking here. I'm looking here first for my TP. TP1 at the very least. All right. TP2, taking it up here, it's a bit more of a stretch. So I'm taking, if I can get my range for my trade, a 1 to 5, hey, but just understand you're taking a buy in premium price. You want to take your buys from discount price. All right. You want to take your sells from premium price. So just be careful with that. They're higher risk. Taking buys here, that's higher risk. All right. But definitely doable if that's a part of your trading plan. All right. Everybody understand that? I hope you do. Yes, exactly. I'm waiting for that short. Very good. Watch out for the 15-minute. Trump is making a statement to volatility that can be seen. Trump schmump. That's all I got to say on that. I'm not going to even go any further. He doesn't have he's losing his juice. You understand? That his impact is losing his juice on the markets. He's losing his juice on everything after this past elections. All right, elections do play a part in fundamentals, no doubt about that. But right now, the things didn't go the way people were expecting in regards to Democrats and Republicans and who's in power and all that good stuff. So I'm not going to try to interpret fundamentals right now. I just want to look at the technicals right now. All right, and we have some near-term bullishness from last week that may carry over. All right, but look for 15-minute confirmations that price may want to turn here. All right, and there's nothing wrong with taking a short from here. All right, because that short might hold to the downside. All right. I'm looking for shorts. I'm looking for shorts from premium price. All right. If it comes from here, this is a high probability short. All right. From here, if we get a 15-minute confirmation, I'm taking that short. Period. End of story. All right. But I would only be I would take that short. My TP would be right here. All right. TP1 at the very least, and because there's potential for price to go higher. All right, and then I can take that higher probability short. But those are intraday trades only. All right, not the holds yet. So just be careful. Okay, NZDUSD pretty similar. All right, look at this trading range. Look at the trading range. All right, from top. This is for you, Corey. From top to bottom. This is the equilibrium, the 50% mark of this trading range. You want to take your shorts from here. You want to take your longs from here. This is premium. This is discount. Shorts from premium, longs from discount. Easy. All right. Why? Because it's a very bearish market. Lower low, lower high, lower low. I'm looking for the lower high to be made so we can head towards that low and make the lower low. That's as simple as it gets. All right. So I'm looking for price to quite possibly turn over here. All right. And when I say turnover, that means looking for 15-minute confirmations. And what am I looking for on a 15-minute confirmation? The same thing I always look for. All right. A push higher, a pullback, a higher high with a sweep of that high, and then a market structure break to the downside. A bearish market structure break. All right. I'll look for the pullback into this leg of structure. I'm looking for the demand zone that caused that break of market structure here. I'm looking for that demand zone. Price comes back up to it. That's a high probability trade to the downside. That's it. That's it. All right. So I'm looking for price to quite possibly turn over here, and maybe I could target this demand zone. All right. If price pulls back, sorry. All right. If price pulls back to this demand zone, all right, from here, I'm looking for 15-minute confirmations to take to that higher zone. All right. if I'm looking out for it, because if I see that I can't continue my short, I will take a short from here if it presents. I will take that short into this zone. All right, this will be my TP1 for sure. All right, on the lower time frame. Got it? I need to see 15-minute confirmations for that short, and this will be my first TP. All right, if we break this zone, I'm holding to sweep all of that. You understand? I'm taking it step by step. All right. If price pulls down here and gives a bullish break of market structure, I'm out of this. I'm out of my short. All right. If you want to take this long, you can. I think it's riskier because I don't like taking longs in premium price. I do not recommend it. But can you do it? Of course you can. All right. But I would only be. I would tell you to for your long positions, don't target higher than this supply. This supply is where I would think price would turn around, and I can target all of that. I'm looking for the lower high, folks. That is my goal. I'm looking for that lower high in premium price. All right. If it happens in the current supply area, remember this here is daily demand. This one is the 4-hour demand nested within the daily demand. All right. So I'm definitely looking for the magic to happen here. All right. So I'm looking for that 15-minute confirmation for shorts. All right. If we get some follow through with the bullishness and it comes up here, then I'm looking to take that higher probability trade. And I'm going to TP1 here and look for a pullback, and then maybe add a scaling because I'm looking to hold this trade to take it all the way down. I hope that makes sense to you. This is the ha. This is the ha again. Sound like James Brown. What the heck, man? This is the higher probability zone. I'm looking at the current supply zone. I'm looking to take this short from here. I'm looking to take this short from here. That's where I'm looking for. If you want to take longs to if you want to take longs to you want to buy to the sell, you can if you want to. All right, but I don't like taking buys again in premium price. I want to take sells from premium price. This one may give us what we need, and I would be careful once I get here if I was you. And if price breaks through that, then I'm holding. All right. If the other scenario is if it comes down to here and you want to take a buy into that, you can look for the 1 minute, 5 minute buy entries here. 1 minute, 5 minute. All right, intraday trades. All right, and if you want to do that, you can. But I'm looking for those shorts from here. That's what I'm looking for because this is lower high, the lower high zone area where I'm looking for that lower high to be made. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Look at pound yen. Pound yen, I find it very interesting because look how the pound has performed against the yen. It's been kind of choppy. All right. Come down here, sweep some liquidity, and then we come back up and take out the highs. Right? The pound has been outperforming the yen, right? But the yen, like I showed you on the futures, kind of had a nice little upsurge, right? I'm looking for that upsurge not to be long lasting. I don't see it as we hit the bottom in the yen and we're gonna now start flying. All right. And so I'm looking for, you see how this is daily. That we had like almost a week of just bearish candles here. But what are we coming to? An unmitigated zone of demand. All right. Can we see some follow through in this? Sure, we can. There's some room to this demand zone. I believe we hit this demand zone and that we'll look for 15-minute confirmation trades to the upside. I believe the pound will continue to outperform the yen, and we'll see how it all shakes out. It's not going to be like a rocket ship, not against these two, because the pound by itself is weak. All right. But is it as weak as the yen? We'll find out, because the yen, again, is another one of those safe havens, and we're talking about a riskier asset. This is not a commodities-based currency. All right. So we're going to see some risk on. All right. I believe for the beginning of this week. All right. But I believe once price, look at the distance now to this demand zone and think of the Dixie And I told you it's heading towards a demand zone right now. And if once it hits there, I believe we may see a turnaround. And just like that, the yen, the pound against the yen, I believe we may see something very similar. All right. So just bear that in mind. All right. So we are moving into discount price, and this is where I want to look for long positions. All right. We had a higher high, higher low, higher high, breaking structure to the upside. And this is the pullback. This is the return to impulse. So I'm looking for that impulse, that return to impulse to happen here for a higher low. Hope that makes sense. Does it make sense to me? All right. Anybody getting lost? GJ has a head and shoulders. RSI is having divergence. All right. Yeah. I totally understand that. All right. But we are coming into a very pivotal area of demand for sure. All right. Yeah. I see what you're saying, but I'm not expecting. People use this. What do you call it? Here they use this distance to the neckline as the projected profit area. All right. And that's coming into this demand zone. All right. An unmitigated demand zone. I'm definitely expecting a reaction of some kind here. Whether it's a reversal or not, I don't know. But I'm expecting some bullish price action once it gets here. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't think this is going to just continue down, because that would mean the yen is really, really strong. And the Bank of Japan policy has not changed. It just hasn't changed. So let's look at Aussie Swiss. All right. Aussie Swiss is kind of fuzzy. It's kind of wicky, right? A little wicky. All right. But what I want you to see in that wickiness, if that makes sense, is, come on, man. What time is it? 13:46. All right. You see how price chopped about, moved up, took that high out, and then comes out and takes these lows. All right. I'm looking for the return to impulse of some kind. But this is a bearish market, folks. Make no mistake about it. Look at the weekly. All right. Failed to make a higher high. Right. Tried. All right. We went up higher, but then we ended up going lower. All right. So where are we at now? All right. We've already broken this demand here. All right. We had a nice reaction to it, pulled through and broke that demand zone. If demand is failing, that means supply is in control. All right. Could we see? Look at this. Look at that, how bearish that weekly is, and it closed as an engulfer to the previous week. All right. This is the weekly time frame. So it's very bearish, and we are in this supply. All right. Price responded to this supply here. All right. Chopped about and then flushed, hit that internal break of market structure to the downside, pulled up, and then we had another bearish candle after that. All right. So what am I looking at? If we go down to the 4-hour, let me get down to the nitty gritty, to the bottom line. All right. You see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Nope. I'm sorry. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This was Friday's candle. Okay. We are in this market. If I can just find something to write with, we are in this demand right now. All right. And these candles have, clearly we look like we've lost some momentum here. So, if you remember what I showed you on the individual currency futures, right? Aussie is actually swinging to the upside, but so is the Swiss. Swiss is doing it in a much more demonstrative way. All right, Swiss is outperforming the Aussie right now with this last impulsive move in the currency future. I'm looking for that low to be taken. All right, I believe that low will be taken, but we are in demand right now. All right, we are in demand, but just bear in mind, I pointed out that we've seen demand fail. All right. We've seen the return to impulse after this market structure break. And it was, perfectly done. Perfect impulse, correction, impulse. I believe this low gets taken. All right. We may chop about here a little bit. We may see this correction during the week. All right. For up until maybe Monday, for Monday, Tuesday. All right. But I do believe we are far enough down in this zone here to look for a price to continue lower. All right. If price comes back up here, this is going to be a high probability trade to the downside, in my opinion. All right. And uh, do I suggest buys? Do I suggest buys? You can take buys, but wait for confirmation to take that buy to the sell. But I am bearish in this market. Make no mistake about that. And I'm looking for a higher probability trade to the downside. There's a lot of liquidity to come and get. And we just had a very nice impulse to the downside, corrected. And now we are in the midst of another impulse. And I'm looking for follow through of that bearishness. Okay, but I'm waiting for a better pullback, a pullback to take that short. So I'm going to ask you to be patient with this one. Be patient with it. Let it set up for a nice uh, zone of supply. All right. If it comes back here, this is the one I would prefer to take over anything. All right. That short up here. Right. I think that it's unmitigated zone. There's fair value gap there to come and get. If it makes it up here, that'd be great. If you want to take that buy from here, you can. I think it's a little riskier though. All right, let's move on. Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie. All right, this is choppy, choppy, sloppy. All right, I happen to like this one though. Why? Because we had a break of structure to the upside. We have, I mean, that's pretty nice. All right, comes down, grinds down into this, and then we have a bullish break of market structure. All right, that didn't take no little bit of time. It took a good while, in my opinion. All right, if we get down to, if we zoom out a little bit, we can see that this thing turned into a nice little flag here, right? And then we have a nice little bullish break to the upside. All right. And we have a demand zone here that price is reacting to right now. I'm looking for that follow through from there. I'm looking for that follow through from there. I'm looking at the Aussie being outperformed by the euro. All right. A commodities based currency against a riskier asset or in the euro. All right. And a non safe haven. All right. So I'm looking for the euro to outperform the Aussie in the short term. So we could head up to that the higher time frame supply up here. All right. We have this impulse. We have price breaking bullishly above this range. And then we chop down for that corrective. This is all correction. That's a corrective structure. Ain't that right, Trader X? So I'm looking for price to hold here, all right, in this demand, all right, right at the breakout area. As price breaks, listen to your supply and resistance guy. We have let me put it in those terms here. We have price acting as resistance there, resistance. We finally break above that resistance and it becomes what? Support, right? And we have a bullish break of internal of structure to the upside. So it makes sense for me to think that we may see some follow through. All right. You're already long in Euro Aussie? Of course you are. This was a great area. This was a great trade to take, in my opinion. All right. But I want you to pan out. I want you to look at the overall trend. All right, this is on the weekly. It was a very nice break of structure here to the downside. Right, if I can get something to write with, thank you. A very nice break of market structure to the downside. Right. Then we pulled up and we created this lovely looking W. Some of you guys love to trade W's, right? All right, but price didn't give me a candle body break and close below that low. All right, it wicked below. It took the liquidity and then ran up for an internal break of structure. All right, what am I looking for? This market has been pretty bearish, right? And here we are. This is a lovely bullish impulse. I'm looking for that impulse to quite possibly see some follow through, and then look at the distance. How many times have I said that? Look at the distance to the nearest pivotal area of supply. Think about that with the Dixie. That's all I'm saying. And I think if price reaches here, we might see that rounding over for a continuance of this bearish trend. So that's what I'm looking at. All right. This was a higher time frame bearish break of market structure. We couldn't get any follow through below that low. If you don't take out the low, I'm looking at that high as being endangered. It was. All right. And we have pulled into premium price. So I'm looking for shorts from this area. But taking buys right now in this with this bullish impulse move, sure, you can take those buys. We are in an area where price is hitting a demand zone on the 4 hour. So, and we just had a internal break of market structure to the upside here. So this is the return to impulse. Can we expect some buys from here? Why not? Yeah, sure we could. Sure you could. Right? But I would tell you, be careful. Be careful because the higher time frame it doesn't have the strongest downtrend, but it is in a downtrend technically. So we're in premium price, and I'm looking for the area where I would expect a lower high to be formed. Okay, short term, you can get those buys in maybe up here, and I wouldn't target higher than this. Maybe you get that buy in because this is part of a trading range itself, isn't it? So come on, man. Anyway, and what did we do? We broke out this area here and came back and retested it. All right. Could we pull back further? Of course we could. But look for your high probability setups. That's all I'm saying. All right. If you get your confirmations for buys here, all right, which I think are a little more riskier, take them. But I'm looking for shorts, and I'm going to be patient with it. Short here in this unmitigated zone, that'd be great. And I would like to see some. I'm expecting to see some kind of follow through from last week. All right, and I'm looking for a correction for this week. So if we correct up here, this will be a nice high probability trade to the downside, in my opinion. All right. If we break that high, then I'll be looking for price to come back for a high probability trade from the demand that is responsible for taking out that high. You understand? And then I'll look for a higher probability long. Taking longs from here right now, for me, is a little riskier. All right. I would wait for a supply to get taken out so that I know that demand is definitely in control, and I can look for that high probability trade to the upside. All right, that's my list. All right, anybody got any questions? Okay, I will be careful to trade X. Thank you very much for that, man. All right, and be careful with your stop loss trailing, man. Is that head and shoulders? All right, Ahmed. First of all, welcome. And you was asking about that 10 minutes ago. I think I answered that. If I didn't, make sure you repeat your question or be specific with it. If you got any new questions, go ahead and ask because I'm getting ready to end the stream. It's already 2 minutes to 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock Eastern Standard. All right, guys. I'm hoping that I explained things. Leave a comment or question if you have one. All right. How did you like the gold and the oil breakdowns? I hope they were pretty clear to you. If you got questions, go ahead and fire them off because I'm getting ready to end this stream. But I really appreciate you guys for showing up. Hey, hit that like button, man. Guys, hit the like button. Hit the boost button if you can. All right, 3 a.m. Man, what are you doing up, man? Trader X. What are you doing up in in 3 a.m. in Malaysia, man? Are you kidding? All right, I'm gonna. You guys won't see me in the chat very much for the week because I'm already told you that I'm trying to handle my personal stuff. So, but I'm trying to get this stream out, and hopefully that it helps with your trading for the next week, for the week ahead. All right, because it's going to be an interesting week, man. It's going to be an interesting week. Let me tell you. But I'm hoping that you get the gist. All right, the main thing that I was trying to explain. Oh man, I didn't do the S&P. I did not do the S&P. I might have to put out a separate video for this. All right, but if we can go over it real quick. Excuse me. Look at the daily. We have a break of market structure to the downside. You see the range here, right? You already see that. All right, if we go to the weekly, first of all, look at that impulse to the upside. Ooh, that was lovely, right? But then for weeks, we've been bearish, months bearish. Each candle is a week, all right? We've just been making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, right? And we just broke market structure here on June. In June, right? We had a nice bullish, a bullish impulsive move to the upside, and then we came crashing back, taking out that low. So we are still bearish. We have, if you're having breaks of bearish breaks of market structure, you're in a bearish market, right? And after every break of market structure, what do you expect? A return to impulse. So when we get that bearish pullback, that pullback after a bearish impulse, all right, you're looking for the market structure in this leg that will stop price and turn it around towards continuing that bearish, that overall higher time frame bearish trend. Everybody follow? I hope so. All right. So if we go down to the to the daily, we can see that there was a lovely supply. Sorry. All right. We got a lovely supply that price is fighting its way up into. What did we do here? We couldn't get a lower low. We did get a technical break of the lower low, right? But we didn't get a candle body break and close, which would tell me that price has the intention of going even lower. We didn't get that. All right. What we got was a wick below. All right. Price took that liquidity, fired up. All right. So we have an internal break of structure. We have higher highs and higher lows going on. All right. Internally. Great. We got a little upsurge. All right. And we saw that. We saw that happen last week. All right. Do I expect some follow through this week? A little bit. A little bit. A little bit. All right. But we are in supply. All right. And there is an area here within this daily zone. This is the 4-hour extreme of the daily zone. And we have fair value. All right. We have an imbalance that has to be balanced. And I do believe we see the follow through. But remember the distance. How many times I've said that today? Remember the distance to that area. All right, to that area. Let me fix this real quick. Supply. What is this? Right. All right. And what I'm going to do here is put the extreme of the 4-hour within the daily. All right. This is the 4-hour nested within the daily. All right. I'm looking for price to fill in. Sorry. This is the S&P, so it's going to go for the other indices as well, all right, because they move similarly. They're formed similarly right now as far as market structure, all right? If I can get something to write with, that'd be nice, all right? So we have the imbalance. Price is going to fill that imbalance, and I believe we may get that bearish confirmation on the 15 that this move up was only to facilitate a lower high for price to make a lower low. Do I expect a crash next week? No, I don't. I believe what next week is going to be in correction. All right. We may see some follow through and then a corrective structure for this impulsive move here. We may see that pullback down to here. If I take this low, if I take a short, all right, if I take a short from up here, if I sell from up here, This will be my first TP right here. All right. And then I'll look for the pullback and decide whether this pullback is strong enough to take me up, or we're going to see more. We're going to see a pullback from here, and then a break of that supply. All right. This is what I'm expecting. All right, quote unquote, because we're pulling into the premium price of this trading range, right? And I'm looking for shorts in the trading range. Why? Because I'm looking for that lower high to be made for a lower low. This is a bearish market. It's not a bullish market. It's a bearish market right now. All right. Until that trend is over, until it shows me that it is over, then I'm going to be looking for shorts. And this is a swing high. The swing high, once we break that swing high, that's when I know the bearish trend is over. All right. We haven't broken it. All right. So I'm going to look for a price to turn around here. And I'm looking for price to give that follow through, just like I've been saying for the rest of the other pairs. That's it. That's what I got. No, not next week. You are wrong, sir. It's this week. This week for what? What are you returning to? Hola. Hey, what's going on? What is that? Ciroc? Ciroc G? Okay. What's up, man? TradeX, what are you referring to? No, not this week. You are wrong, sir. It's this week. What is this week? What are you talking about? All right. But as far as the S&P goes, we had a bearish break of structure. This is the return to impulse, and I'm looking for that impulse to happen somewhere around, that impulse to end somewhere around here, where we can look for that lower high to be made. This is an unmitigated zone. Could it break this zone and come up here? Sure, it could, but I'm looking for price to short from this area of premium price as opposed to discount price. I'm looking for shorting this market. Can you take a long? Of course you can. They're riskier though. All right, you can take a long if you want to. If price comes down here, it gives a 15-minute break of market structure. It might that might be a good signal to take you long. All right, up until reaches up into this unmitigated zone. This wouldn't be a bad long, but I wouldn't take a long from here. No, would not. Why would you take a long in this supply? You don't do that. Not me anyway. You can if you like. All right, there is a fair value gap to take, but that could turn on you at any time once price reaches an imbalance. It could come back and not fill the whole imbalance, and then come back later and fill the imbalance. So you got to be careful with that. All right, but we did take the liquidity from up here, so I'm going to erase those. We did already take those liquidity. I pointed that out during last week, and we're in this imbalance. I think that imbalance gets filled. So looking for a good long might be a good is not a bad idea. All right, where are you going to get that long? Where proper setup for it? That's where you have to be patient. All right, trade according to your trading plan. All right, you said next week. Today is Sunday, so it's going to be this week. Oh, you're right. You're 100% right, Trader X. I know what you mean. You're right. Yeah, we're going to get an open in a little bit, but that will end my stream here. Guys, thank you very much. Do make sure you hit the like button on the way out. All right, tip your waitresses on the way out as well, and appreciate you for coming. And I'm hoping that you trade well this week. Be patient with the setups. All right, especially with oil. You want to be patient. Let a good setup happen, because I think it's in the middle of the range. That's not where you want to take a jump in on a trade. Check your trades from the edges, from the highs or the lows. All right, take your sells from the highs and take your buys from the lows. All right, but do be careful this week. I think this is a week of correction after that impulsive move last week. So we'll see a little follow through from last week with the direction it took Thursday, Friday. All right, and then we'll start to see the correction settle in probably around Monday evening or Tuesday. Like Monday London or Tuesday London. Monday, Tuesday, we should start to see the market shift from to corrective structures. Okay, I will see you guys in the next
video. And again, thank you for attending this FX this weekly Forex forecast. All right, and if I could find the way, because I always have trouble doing this, if I could find a way to my uh, to end this thing, that'd be great. Let me see. I'll go to edit video. I always do this. I need to go into the studio. Why doesn't it take me to the studio, man? Thank you, sir. Yeah, Trader X. I really appreciate your time and effort to stream today. May profit be upon us. Yeah, I'm with you on that. May profit be upon on all of us. All right. I don't know why I'm still having a little trouble trying to end the stream. It's like the stream that won't